Ever pick up a thriller and you just kind of know it's going to be a wild ride from the start?
That's Freida McFadden for you.
Oh, absolutely. And today's deep dive, we're diving headfirst into her latest, The Teacher.
But hold on, no spoilers. We're all about those delicious psychological twists and turns straight from the source.
Exactly. Think of it like we've got these excerpts, the juiciest bits, and we're handing you pieces of a puzzle.
Our job, to figure out how these pieces fit together to make McFadden's magic work.
Love that. Okay, so, The Teacher. Right off the bat, we're hit with this forbidden romance. Classic thriller territory, right?
Oh, totally. You've got Eve, the teacher, Nate, her husband, and Addie, the student. Talk about a recipe for disaster.
And here's where McFadden gets you right. Eve, on the surface, seems to have it all. This beautiful home, the stable marriage.
Lucky. That's the word that keeps pumping up. Like it's almost too perfect, you know?
It's like she's trying to convince herself, right?
Totally. But then, bam, McFadden peels back the curtain just a little, and you get these glimpses of Eve's internal struggle.
Yes, it's like that record scratch moment. You're reading about her perfect life, and then suddenly you're like, wait a minute.
And that is what makes you keep reading. You need to know what's going on beneath the surface.
Totally. And speaking of needing to know more, let's talk about Addie. We get these snippets about her home life, the bullying she faces from Kenzie.
It's tough, right? You almost can't help but feel for her.
Right. Like you want to root for her, but then
there's that other side.
She's involved with her teacher. It's that line, you know. It makes you question everything.
Exactly. Like, is McFadden purposely messing with us?
Yeah.
Making us sympathize with a character who's making, let's face it, some questionable choices.
And that's what makes McFadden's writing so, I don't know, so compelling.
Right. It's like she gives you just enough to make you question everything. Take Nate, for instance.
Eve's husband.
Yeah, even before Addie enters the picture, there are these little hints that things aren't exactly, perfect in that marriage.
Oh, totally. Like those mentions of his late nights.
Exactly. It's like, what's he really up to? McFadden doesn't outright tell us, but it makes you wonder.
It's like she's dropping these little breadcrumbs, but instead of leading you to a delicious pie, you just end up more and more lost in the woods.
And that's just it. It's that sense of unease she builds so well. Like, you know something's off, but you can't quite put your finger on it.
Ugh. It's brilliant and frustrating at the same time. And you know what else I noticed? Those little details about Addie's past.
You mean like that line about past darkness with Mr. Tuttle?
Yes, exactly. What was that all about?
Yeah.
Again, McFadden only gives us a glimpse, right? Just a taste of something that happened before. It's like, hello, I need more context.
See, that's what I love about her writing. It's like she trusts her readers to be smart, to pick up on those subtle clues and then fill in the blanks themselves.
And that just makes you want to read faster, you know? Like you're dying to uncover the truth.
Absolutely. And you know what else I found interesting? All the mentions of shoes, especially with Eve.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I didn't even realize it until you said something, but it's true. She's constantly describing shoes, the brands, the styles.
It's like they mean something more to her, right?
Yeah, totally. Like maybe it's her way of trying to hold on to some sense of control, you know? Or maybe it's a symbol for something else.
Right. Like escape or desire. It's like McFadden is giving us this little window into Eve's psyche through her obsession with shoes.
Mind blown. I never even thought about it like that.
You know, it's funny how these everyday things, like shoes, can take on a whole other meaning in her books.
Right. It's like she's tapping into this, I don't know, this universal truth.
Which is...
We love a good story about a perfect life gone wrong.
Oh, absolutely. And especially when it's set in this, like, normal suburban world.
Totally. You've got the house, the family, the whole 9 yards, but then McFadden lets you in on the secret.
That nothing is as it seems.
Exactly. And just when you think you're starting to get a handle on things, bam, unreliable narrator alert. Ugh. It's like she's playing chess with your brain. You never know who to trust.
Nope. And just when you think you've figured it out, she'll switch perspectives on you.
So good, but so frustrating. Speaking of frustrating, did any of the characters in these excerpts, really stand out to you?
You know what gets me? The way McFadden presents these moral dilemmas, she doesn't tell you what to think.
It's true. Like with Addie, for instance. You feel for her, obviously, but...
But is she really as innocent as she seems? Is she a victim, or is there something more going on there?
Right. And then there's Eve. Is she the villain? The victim? Or some combination of both?
See, that's the brilliance of McFadden's writing. She doesn't give you easy answers. She makes you work for it.
And that's why we love her. So here's a thought, okay? Imagine you're plopped right into the middle of this story.
Okay, I'm there.
You've only got these excerpts, these little glimpses into this twisted world. Could you trust any of them?
Oh man, that's a tough one. It's like they've all got secrets, right?
Exactly. It makes you wonder, are we all just unreliable narrators in our own lives?
Whoa. Deep thoughts.
Right. But that's what this deep dive is all about. Just a little taste, a little appetizer to get you thinking.
To get you ready for the main course.
Exactly. So to all our listeners out there, do yourselves a favor. Go pick up a copy of The Teacher by Freida McFadden. You won't regret it. Until next time, happy reading.